Coaches, if you're not doing this already, I strongly suggest you start this as soon as possible. Each week, make sure you're sending out to your teams a recap or summary of what happened the week before and a preview of what you're going to be doing this upcoming week. This is a huge communication tool that will pay big dividends throughout the season. If you're not doing this, I would ask you, how do your parents and maybe even your players, if they read it, know your thoughts on what happened the previous week and how do they know what's coming up? Often, when this is not happening, parents and again, sometimes players are sitting on the sidelines watching practice or watching games, and without this information, they're making their own assumptions to fill in the gaps of what they're seeing. If they're seeing something on the field that maybe doesn't make sense to them, they don't understand. Often they're not going to come and ask the coach. Some do, which is great, but a lot don't. So they'll just assume why something's being done or why something's not being done, why something was said or not said. To avoid that, a simple email, nothing long, not too wordy, although I have a habit of doing that with mine sometimes, but very short to the point, giving a short recap of your thoughts on the week, what the players did, where they're successful individually as a group, and then kind of what you're doing kind of going forward to the next week helps put in perspective for the parents what you're doing with their child and with the team. Also, within these emails, you can ask for questions. You can kind of give permission and make it safe. Please reach out and ask me if you have any questions about anything you've read or anything you've seen. It also helps give parents sometimes the green light or the courage to reach out to you and ask questions when they have it. But this simple communication tool, if done weekly, consistently, clearly, with the intent to inform and educate and kind of open that lens into the week of the team and the practice and the games and really kind of pull back the curtain a little bit on what you're doing each week with the players will help in terms of the communication throughout the season and how good of the season your team and you have. The added extra benefit too is that if the parents understand what you're trying to do, they can help reinforce it at home. They can reiterate and kind of repeat some of the same things that you said in your email and be looking for those things in games, so you get more allies on the sideline, more people supporting what you're doing, which will help, most importantly, the players learn, grow, and develop throughout the season. But again, if you're not doing this, this is one of the most valuable tools any coach of a youth team can use throughout the season and even in the off season if you want to. But that constant communication weekly, giving a quick summary and recap of the previous week, and then kind of previewing and talking about what you're going to be doing the next week is a great tool. Their parents will appreciate it. And again, if you can do it to a level that the kids can read it to, they will appreciate it as well.